Welcome back here with Money, Money, Money. And this is a special edition because we're trying to find out, as this market keeps soaring higher and higher, how do you participate in the rally? Which are the kind of right mutual funds that will help you make money? So we've got both our guests to actually list out a couple of interesting funds for us. Ashish, let's start with some of the large cap picks that you have, a couple of interesting funds that you like, and why.
Yeah, so my top large cap picks would be the ICICI Focus Blue Chip Fund. It's again been a very, very consistent performer, and it has a slight contrarian streak in the sense that they tend to pick out stocks which are a little out of favor. The second fund that I would recommend is the Kotak Select Focus, especially for long-term investors. This is a fund which goes up to 30-35% in mid caps. So if you have a long-term orientation, then this is a good fund to invest into. The other fund is a young fund, which is the Motilal Oswal F25 fund. It's 500 crores in size, but it has an extremely good portfolio and comes from a fund house which has a stellar track record. So these would be my three top recommendations in the large cap space.
Okay. Quick question, Feroze. Of course, I'm going to ask you about your large cap picks as well. And along with that, large cap actively managed fund versus an index ETF.
See, I think that's a very good question. I think little has been spoken about how much extra return have the fund manager been able to generate. The industry has started in 1993 from a private sector mutual fund perspective. If you see how it has performed, even on the large cap category, I think a 6-7% extra return has been generated. So if anybody has got a 3-year time frame, even if the markets fell by about 18-20% from a start point, he ends up not losing capital. That's a large risk cushion being created by active management. Unlike in the US, for example, an emerged market, 90% of the fund managers are not able to beat the index. In India, 85-90% are able to beat the index.
Smarter fund managers here.
Yeah, maybe. But the environment is conducive enough for the next few years to be able to have opportunity to be able to outperform the index. So I think it's a good strategy to mitigate the risk. 3-year time frames. If the market is down 20, you don't lose capital. That's a risk cushion which is automatically being created for a mutual fund investor.
Okay, now we are very short on time. So, gentlemen, very quickly, if someone is looking to add more alpha to their portfolio, get a little aggressive, then Ashish, between the multi-cap and the mid-cap, you mentioned some mid-cap ideas, the top 1 or 2 funds beyond large caps that you'd add to the portfolio?
So, to be honest, at this point in time, I would add 2 multi-cap strategies. I have mentioned 3 funds that I like, the Value Discovery, the Motilal Oswal F35, and the High Growth Companies Fund. Reason being, although mid and small caps make money in the long run and they create a lot of wealth, I think if you see the run-up over the last 3 years, 5 years, even over the last 1 year, I think valuations look quite rich and earnings need to catch up in that space. So I would be wary of, putting big money right now into mid and small caps. I would rather stagger money into that category, but I would be more comfortable investing in the multi-cap space.
Okay, and Feroze, quick last word with you, because you are talking about going for funds which haven't done so well in the past, but have potential to perform better in the future. So what would be your top choice there, and any caveats or any risk mitigation factors that we need to keep in mind?
See, I think like you rightly said, if the rear view mirror doesn't look good, because they are cyclical in nature, if you took good funds, underperformed ones. So in the large cap category, Reliance 50, which is trying to play an economic theme, which is related to the contemporary situation, then you will do very well. The GST, which I think over the next 3 years will shape up some funds. So Reliance Vision, SBI Magnum Mid-Cap Fund will be the 2 from a large cap and a mid-cap perspective. And then if you want to add another large cap, a Kotak 50 is very well poised for a domestic recovery. From an economic standpoint, and that will make reasonable good monies for the client over the next 3-year period.
Okay, all right, gentlemen, we're completely out of time. Thank you so much for joining in and taking in all the viewer questions. Ashish, thanks to you as well. That's it on Money, Money, Money for this week. But of course, your feedback, comments, queries, welcome as always. We'll see you again next week.